Life is going to test you, not might, not maybe, but will. At some point, it will test you. Perhaps it already has. You will face something that knocks you down, a setback that feels unsurmountable, a loss that feels permanent, a failure that makes you question whether you have what it takes to keep going. The question is not whether that moment will come. Sure, it will surely come. The question is, who will you be when it comes? You see, this video is about building the kind of resilience that does not just help you to survive pressure, but allows you to go through it and thrive. Let's begin by looking at what resilience actually is. You see, I want to start by clearing up one of the most common misconceptions about resilience. Are you ready? Resilience is not toughness. I say it again. Resilience is not toughness. Toughness is the ability to endure pain without showing it. It is a performance, the appearance of being unaffected. You know, while toughness has its place, it is not the real lasting resilience. Okay, real resilience is rootedness. I say it again. Real resilience is rootedness. It is the capacity to bend under pressure without breaking, because your roots go deep enough. Because your identity is grounded in something that adversity cannot reach. Your values, your convictions, your sense of who you are and why you are here on this earth. You see, a tree without deep roots falls in the first major storm. The major storm comes, it falls. While a tree with deep root, it bends, sometimes dramatically, but it does not fall. Every storm that passes, the root gets a little deeper. This is what we are building in this video. Roots, not a harder exterior, not emotional numbness, but roots. And the deepest root of all is one we have been talking about in the entire series: identity. So, why is identity the anchor of resilience? Let's talk about it. You see, here is what I have observed consistently. You see, the people who recover most powerfully from adversity are not the ones who felt nothing. They are not the ones who were unaffected or unmoved. No, but they are the people who knew who they were at the foundational level before the storm hit, and who held on to that knowledge when everything else was being stripped away from them. When you know your values, genuinely know them, and not intellectually, but at the level of conviction, adversity cannot take them from you. It can take your circumstances, it can take your career, it can take your relationships, it can take your health, it can take your plans, but it cannot take your character. It cannot take your beliefs. It cannot take who you are at the core. This is why the Flourish framework places foundation, which is identity, at the very beginning. Not because identity is the most exciting part of personal development, not at all, but because it is the part that holds everything else together while life gets hard. Hear this. I want you to hear this. People with a clear, settled sense of identity recover from adversity. They do not just bounce back. Bounce back implies returning to where you were. No, they build forward. They use the experience of adversity as a material for growth. They use adversity as a fuel. They emerge not just intact, but deeper, more grounded, more fully themselves. You see, the loss becomes part of their story. and their story becomes part of their strength. And they use adversity as a fuel to propel them forward. So, my friend, if this is the kind of content you have been looking for, honest, deep, no shortcuts contents, please hit that subscribe button and help the Flourish Blueprint to grow and reach wider audience. I post every single week, and every video builds on the one before. And you do not want to miss what is coming. Okay. Now, let's look at the 4 responses to adversity. How people respond to adversity. You see, when pressure hits, people tend to respond in one of the 4 ways. Response 1. Some people collapse. Adversity overwhelms them entirely. The person loses their footing and cannot find it again. They are gone without significant intervention. This almost always happens when identity is unclear or identity is unbuilt. When there is no foundational anchor to hold on to when the storm hits. Let's look at response 2. Some people endure. They just endure. You see, the person survives but does not grow. They get through it, gritting their teeth, white knuckling their way to the other side, but emerge essentially unchanged. Learned nothing. More tired, perhaps more guarded, but not deeper. Not stronger at the root level. Let's look at, another response. Response number 3. Some people just recover. You see, the person is genuinely set back, but they find their footing again. That's okay. They return more or less to where they were before the adversity hit. In fact, they just bounce back. This is real resilience of a kind, but it is not the fullest expression of resilience. Okay, let's look at response 4. People that grow from the adversity. You see, this is the response I want to talk about for the rest of this video. You see, the person does not just survive adversity. This person endures it, recovers from it, but uses it to grow. Uses it as a stepping stone, as a fuel. You see, the person who allows pressure to produce something, the person who emerges from the storm, not just intact, but different, deeper, and more clear about who they are, more deliberate about how they live. You see, the difference between these 4 responses almost always comes down to the same thing: the depth of your foundational identity. The deeper your roots, the clearer your values, the stronger your character, the more settled your sense of self, the more equipped you are to respond to adversity with growth rather than collapse. I say it again, with growth rather than collapse. Okay, let's look at how to build resilience deliberately. You see, resilience is not something people are just born with. You are not simply born with or without it. It can be built deliberately, consistently, over time. So here are 4 practices that will help you build resilience at the root level. Practice number 1, develop your identity before the storm hits. You see, the single most important thing you can do to build resilience is to do the identity work we have been talking about in this entire series. Identity. Know your values, develop your character, build your sense of, on something deeper than circumstance. Because you cannot find roots in the middle of the storm, okay? You find it before the storm arrives. I say it again. It is not when the storm comes you now try to get some roots. No, you find the root before the storm arrives. Practice number 2, reframe adversity as formation. You see, this is not toxic positivity, not at all. It is not about pretending that hard things are not hard. No, it is about choosing a framework for what adversity means. Every setback either forms you or deforms you. I say it again. Every setback either forms you or deforms you. That is a choice, not a circumstance. You see, the same difficulty that breaks one person deepens another person. You see, the difference is almost always the frame through which the adversity is interpreted. Practice number 4. Build a rhythm of reflection. Build a rhythm of reflection. You see, resilient people are almost always reflective people. They process what happens to them rather than simply reacting to it. A daily or weekly practice of honest reflection, like journaling, quiet time, deliberate solitude, they build the kind of self-awareness that keep you grounded when pressure mounts. Practice number 4. Choose your community deliberately. You see, you become like the people you surround yourself with, not just in terms of habits and success, but in terms of resilience. People who face adversity with faith, with courage, with perspective, they build those qualities in the people around them too. You see, choose your community as carefully as you choose your values, because the two are deeply connected. Okay, let's move forward, a little forward and look at resilience and the Flourish framework. You see, in the Flourish framework, resilience, which is the R in Flourish, is the pillar that connects everything before it and everything after it. You see, the foundation gives you identity in Flourish, leadership gives you discipline, the O, order, gives you structure, U, or understanding, gives you self-awareness, but none of that matters if it cannot withstand pressure. So, resilience is the quality that protects the investment you have made in your own development. It is what ensures that the identity you have built, the character you have developed, the clarity you have found does not collapse the first time life pushes back. And here is the profound paradox of resilience. The very thing that pressure threatens, your identity, your values, your sense of self, are also the thing that pressure deepens when you are rooted in them. You see, adversity to the person with deep roots is not a threat to their identity. It is an invitation to go deeper into it. And that is the difference between surviving your life and truly flourishing in your life. And that is why I teach the Flourish framework or blueprint. So I want to leave you with this. Whether you are facing, whatever you are facing right now, they are there not to destroy you. Whatever pressure you are going through right now, whatever setback you are going through right now, whatever loss, whatever difficulty, it is not the end of your story. I wish I can say it again. It is, if you choose it. But it can be one of the most important chapters in your life. You see, the storm you are in right now is not trying to destroy you. It is trying to deepen your roots. And the roots that go deep enough, built on a foundation of identity, character, genuine conviction, we hold. They will hold. Truly, they will hold. So, if this channel is speaking to something real in your life, please help the Flourish Blueprint to grow and reach wider audience. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that like button, comment, give me your thoughts, comment your thoughts in the comment section and share this video to your friends. Don't miss the next video in this series where we get into how clarity arrives and what it looks like and feels like when your identity and your life begin to align. So watch other videos that are coming up right on the screen. One of them is about how to stop feeling empty even when life looks fine. The link is right there on your screen. I will see you there.